Hi, my name is Rob Scott from UC Today News. Hope you're doing well. So today I'm joined by Wei Li, who's the head of Zoom Events, and we're going to be discussing how Zoom Events is enabling hybrid and virtual event experiences, and also some of Zoom's latest platform innovations. Welcome, Wei.
Hi, Robert. Good morning and good evening, everyone. My name is Wei. I'm the head of Zoom Events.
Thanks for joining me, Wei. Great opportunity just to do a quick personal bio. Would you mind just telling us a little bit about what you do at Zoom and tell us a little bit about Zoom Events if possible?
Of course, yes, I'm the head of Zoom Events and the webinar. Oftentimes, Zoom Events webinar and the meetings, they're all used in certain conferences and a certain virtual summit. Now, Zoom Events, that will be my perfect, and I should say that I'm thrilled to talk about Zoom Events today.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining me. Well, a good place to start is to, I suppose let's just reflect a little bit. I mean, what has Zoom learned about the world of events in the last couple of years?
So let me start out with the market report. The recent Fraud and Sullivan research on webinars and virtual events indicates that the digitization of events has created a heightened demand for years to come. Now, by 2025, the number of webinars will be 10 times higher than the pre-pandemic level. Now, similarly, there will be a permanent shift in the ratio between in-person and online events. Now, by 2025, the number of virtual and hybrid events will grow by more than 10 times to 52% of all events. Now, up from less than 5% pre-pandemic. Now, with the almost 2 years pandemic, people kind of get used to and expect to see the virtual attendance option for in-person events. Now, Zoom Events enables just that, large and small businesses alike, and seamlessly manage and host events for all kinds, ranging from sales kickoff to school recruiting events, user conferences, and internal events. Now, there are numerous of benefits to hosting an event virtually or hybrid. So for example, but not limited to cost saving and further reach of audience, engagement opportunities, and also greater involvement in the planning and building and the content creation process. And very importantly, greater ease of production and user engagement analytics. All of those are far better than the previously in-person event only.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's some big numbers there, but it does feel like we've come a long way with virtual events over the last couple of years. I suppose one thing I'd just like to touch on before we kind of dive deep into the product, but is you hosted Zomtopia last year on using the Zoom Events platform, didn't you? What did you learn from that?
I did, and very proudly. We've learned a ton of things, and nothing beats like really hosting that level of user conference on our platform. Now, at Zoom, we believe that when you can count on the technology that just simply works with the robust security features, and your guests can just easily join, and that you'll be able to better focus on designing an amazing virtual experiences for your attendees. Now, for Zomtopia 2021, we leveraged the Zoom Events conference solution to engage a global audience and integrate sponsors into the virtual experience, and more simply execute this large-scale event, and that had drawn more than 33,000 guests from all over the world, from many different time zones. Yes, we absolutely have learned quite a bit from this Zomtopia, but I want to name a few key learnings that made Zomtopia a success. So, for example, we leveraged features like a Q&A, in-session Q&A, polling, and also chat among attendees for real-time engagement. Now, we also live stream some of the sessions to lobby to reach a broader audience, or in some cases, we also live stream to third party. Yeah. Now, one thing I also found very, very useful and helpful that we have received a lot of good positive feedback was we offered the live interpretation. Remember earlier we mentioned that this is a global event and the people coming from all over the world joined the event almost at the same time. So we offered multiple options of live interpretation and also transcription for that very interactive experience and also inclusive experiences. Now, some of the features, not only we feel proud that had elevated experience, but we also received a lot of good positive feedback from attendees. For example, we did a session streaming to lobby, and the user gets to preview the live session in lobby before they decided to join. And also during this whole 2 days of event, you could also see which sessions were in progress or those that were about to start soon. And then you can participate in both lobby chat and session chat. Now, another favorite features of mine is the Expo Floor. And by the way, we had GA'd this product just a few months ago, where the virtual attendees can explore and network just as they would in person in the Expo Floor. So think about using the keystroke, using the mouse clicks, and then you basically can wander around on the virtual Expo Floor, and you can explore booth, and you can walk around and network other people, and then talk, mingle with Zoom experts. Yeah. We also, of course, anytime when we talk about a conference, there will be a dedicated space for sponsors. So we have sponsor pages, and that would provide you the sponsors with a dedicated page and where they can host their sponsor-specific chat with attendees, and they can also share their product brochures in various formats, images, PDF file, or video clips. So I can talk on and on. There's so much that we have learned from Zomtopia 2021.
Yeah, so many cool features, and I was almost going to. My next question was going to, talk us through Zoom events, but I think we've done that. There's so many great features there, and you've taken us through the experience quite well there. So, talk me through the platform. Is it a standalone platform? Does it integrate with kind of the core Zoom platform? And also, I've kind of been hearing, on Zoom. As well. So, is on Zoom the same as Zoom events? How does that differ?
Yeah. So first of all, Zoom events is part of Zoom platform. And remember at the beginning, I mentioned that Zoom events, meetings, and Zoom webinars, they're all part of the Zoom ecosystem video platform. So they combine the reliability and the scalability of the general Zoom video platform. And not only that, we also build Zoom events on top of Zoom chat. Not too many people know of, but we do have a chat technology stack and as well as app in-house. So all of the Zoom functionalities are part of this Zoom video platform, or I should say collaboration platform. Yeah. Now, you touched upon OnZoom. So OnZoom is a consumer-focused Zoom events solution. So it helps the brand and also the small businesses and to reach the consumer audience by creating and hosting and monetizing the events. Some of the examples could be limited, but not limited to like fitness classes, cooking classes, and even chess coaching, theatrical presentations, and many, many more. And our users have used it in a very creative way. In some cases, we have not even thought of those use cases. Now, OnZoom serves as a place where small businesses and entrepreneurs can host and publish events in our public event directory. This is also somewhat different from Zoom events. So Zoom events target larger business use cases that typically do not need to be amplified in the public event directory. So they often have their own branded website or professional forum to publish their events and conferences.
Got it. That makes perfect sense. Thanks for explaining that. So can you talk me through some of your favorite features and recent innovations? Because I know you continue to develop the platform. You already mentioned the Expo Floor, but could you talk us through some of your favorites?
Sure. I can start out perhaps October 2021, around right after the Zoomtopia. Zoom announced that Zoom events license holders then will be able to host their own multi-day and multi-session conferences. Now, with the most sophisticated event type conference, with the conference event type, this new event type would empower the event planners and hosts to organize multi-session, multi-day, and also concurrent sessions in a sophisticated format with rich functionalities, including the lobby, chat, networking, sponsors, surveys, recordings, and also event engagement analytics, and many more. Now, recently, we've also announced availability of Expo that I talked about briefly earlier. And another innovation on the horizon, and that is also a very highly anticipated feature, is a backstage feature. Currently, it's in beta, and we're looking at the GA, the feature very soon. So what that does is that it gives speakers and panelists and also production support a centralized space where they can just respond to Q&A, monitor, chat, and mingle before going live. So this you can almost think of an analogy where you have a real main stage, and then you have crew in the backstage in the green room, and try to produce the show. So that's what that backstage feature is all about. Very highly anticipated. Now we just keep innovating. Yeah, there are other areas that we're also covering. For example, Zoom had recently, I believe that's a public news, recently invested in Cvent, that's a leading provider of enterprise event technologies, and also Zoom customer. And also Zoom had also announced that Zoom has invested in the American Express Global Business Travel. And that is another leading B2B travel platform. So we are working together, and we are partnering with each other to provide a more complete hybrid solutions.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Some great features there, and the more I hear about it, the better it gets. Do you know what I mean? There's the green room, the backstage solution. I think that's really cool. Hey, what can we expect from Zoom events as we continue forward in 2022?
For sure. I may not be sure all of the roadmap, but I could definitely share something that will be upcoming very soon. So next month or two, it will be a busy time for us. We'll be releasing a few very exciting features, and some of which I think we mentioned earlier. Backstage is one of them, and the other one is in-session branding. That can basically help event hosts produce a very professional looking contents, better yet with just a few clicks. So you don't need a production crew to produce something like that. Then with a few clicks, basically all the panelists or speakers, they may have a very similar wallpaper and also name tags and also branded virtual background. So that's one thing that is upcoming. One of my personal favorite feature is actually reactions in webinar and events. So for anyone who has used a Zoom meeting, you may think of, oh, is that the reactions that we're using? Yeah, similar, but not totally the same, because this is where we also want to amplify the atmosphere of the attendees. Yeah, so the behaviors of the reactions in the webinar events will be different. It will be somewhat different. So wait to see, explore the features yourself. Now, the reason why we want to introduce this particular feature is that how many times in all hands or in some meeting people say give a round of applause. But if all the attendees are indeed giving that, then probably it will just baffle the speaker or whoever is talking, right? So the feature basically will help involve and engage audiences while giving presenters, speakers, and panelists a real-time feedback how their audiences react to their presentation. Yeah, there are a few.
I'm really interested. I'm really interested to see that in action, especially even if I could do a standing ovation or something like that, possibly in the future as well. But I think it's great. I mean, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, we're as excited.
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, great. Well, for anyone looking to find out more about Zoom events, what's the best way to get in touch?
I would say that no better place than our product page, and that's events.zoom.us.
Fantastic. And I'm afraid that's all we got time for today. However, if you are interested in finding out more about Zoom events, please click the link in the description. Thanks, Wei. It's been great talking to you today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for having me.
And thanks to everyone for watching UCTV. If you've got some good takeaways from today's session, do give us a quick mention on social and subscribe to this channel for more industry news and insights. I'm Rob Scott from UC Today. Thanks for watching.